Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. So in this video I am going to discuss electrophilic addition to alkenes. So this part of chemistry is very important for competitive examinations. So do follow the videos and clear the concept. Here electrophilic addition to alkenes. So generally alkenes are unsaturated hydrocarbons having one sigma bond and one pi bond between two carbon atoms, and each carbon in these alkenes are sp2 hybridized, and these are planar, and simple alkenes are having general formula CnH2n. So here for example ethylene is an alkene, we know that. So ethylene is having C2H4 which satisfies the generalized formula. So like this we have general formula. So generally the simple unconjugated alkenes can act as nucleophile and react with electrophile. So we will look at the reactions now. Now in alkenes, so here alkenes are acting as nucleophiles, right? So generally nucleophiles are having HOMOs and electrophiles are having LUMOs. So between these two HOMO-LUMO interactions are reason for bond formation. So for example, when an alkene react with bromine molecule, so this will be the mechanism. So here I took as an example ethylene reacting with bromine molecule. So we are having 1,2-dibromoethane. So the mechanism for this particular reaction is like this. So here an alkene, that is ethylene I considered, and bromine molecule. Initially the pi bond electrons are donated to bromine sigma star orbital. So now the lone pairs present on this bromine will donated to the positive charge. Here we are having, due to this bond donation, due to the pi bond donation, here we are having positive charge. So the lone pairs present on this bromine will donated to the alkene carbon. So we are having a cyclic intermediate state. So here this reaction is a concerted mechanism. So there is nothing like two steps or like that. So this is having only transition state and finally yields product. So now we are having a transition state like this, and which we are calling it as bromonium ion. So this is also an electrophile. Now again we are having the bromide ion which is released here, attacks at one carbon, which follows SN2 mechanism, and generally it follows SN2 mechanism, and we are having final product like this. I hope you got everything very clear. If not, please let me know in the comment section. So using the same mechanism, I have given another example here. So when we are treating 2-methyl butene with bromine, we are having product like this. So this addition of these bromine molecules are in trans to each other. So remember, addition of this bromine molecule here will always in the product will trans to each other. So now I will give one more clarity here. See, if you practice the above mechanism once again, you may have one doubt. So you will definitely arise a confusion, that is when we are having a cyclic halonium ion like this. So halonium ion like this, so where will this next bromine will attack, at which carbon it will attack? So this clarity can be concluded like this. See, if this bromide ion will attack at this carbon, when this bond breaking takes place, here we are having primary carbon, and with and here we are having tertiary carbon. So we know that tertiary carbocation is more stable when compared to primary carbocation. So you have to look at the stability of the compound. So attack will takes place at tertiary carbon due to stability. So like this you have to make the overall reaction. So I hope you got this very clear. So these thing will be generally very useful when we are using different solvent, because in this case two molecules are bromide, so there is no confusion when it comes to the product. But in case of solvent which we are using is different. So for example, in the case of methanol as a solvent, now this confusion will be arise. So as explained above, we have to look at the carbocation stability. If this bond breakage takes place, here we have primary carbon, and if it is break at this position, we are having tertiary carbocation. So tertiary carbocation is relatively stable when compared to this primary carbocation. So bond breakage takes place at this position, and we are having final product as like this is the final product here we are having. So remember, addition should be always trans. So I have clearly written all those things here, so just make it very clear. If you are having any doubt, please let me know in the comment section. So now look at the similar type of reaction. Here we are taking alkene as a nucleophile, and I hope everybody knows H2O2, that is hydrogen peroxide. So by removing these hydrogens and replacing with different alkyl groups and also carbonyl group, we are having, so look at this peracid. Now when this bond breakage takes place, we are having COR O minus, next OH positive charge on this oxide. So this is very stable when compared to this, because here we are having a delocalization between two oxygen atoms. So this makes this compound stable. So that's the reason the bond breakage takes place at this position. Look at this. Now alkene act as nucleophile, and these pi bonded electrons are donated to the oxygen, and this OO bond breakage takes place and formation of transition state like this. Look at this transition state, everything will be clear. See, this OH bond is donated to this partial positive charge carbon, and formation of a 3-member ring like this takes place at final stage, and we are having an acid. So the transition state should be like this. So we will look at some characters of these epoxidations to alkenes. So when cis alkene reacted with MCPBA, so here MCPBA is metachloroperbenzoic acid. So already I have mentioned here metachloroperbenzoic acid is a reagent we are using for epoxidation. So when cis compound reacting with MCPBA, we are having cis stilbene, because you have observed transition state just now. There you have observed that two new bonds formed here are in same plane, so and with same phase. So both newly formed bonds are in same phase. So this will give cis compound give cis product, and trans compound give trans product. So here I collected two examples. We know that cis stilbene is, when cis stilbene is reacted with MCPBA, we are having cis stilbene oxide, and when trans stilbene is reacted with MCPBA, we are having trans stilbene oxide. Similarly, for any alkene, so here treat it with MCPBA, you are having trans product like this. So I concluded this as cis alkenes give cis epoxides, trans alkenes give trans epoxides. And see, remember, in the first step I discussed it as nucleophile. See, alkene is a nucleophile. Addition's first step is nucleophile. So as alkyl groups on alkene increases, the electron density on alkenes are increased. So see here, ethylene is having no substituents, but when compared to in propene and butene, we are having two methyl groups extra, which can donate its electron towards this pi bond. So the electron density at this pi bond increases and the nucleophilicity also increases. So therefore the nucleophilic nature of these alkenes are more substituted one. So I concluded it as more substituted alkenes epoxide faster. So as electron releasing groups present on alkenes, the nucleophilic nature increases at this pi bonded center. So the epoxidation takes very easily. So this is the conclusion. And look at these two examples. Here we are having cyclohexene with 2 double bonds and 2 substituents. Whatever the thing I explained previously, so here it works very well. So look at this. Try to ask yourself why this product is formed. This can be explained previously. So look at this. This alkene is having more substituents. Methyl groups are having here. So these two methyl groups increases nucleophilic nature at this carbon pi bond. Therefore the epoxidation takes place at this position only when we are treating one equivalent MCPBA with this type of molecules. So here also same thing will be happen. So you can write the product here and you can let me know in the comment section what is the product. I hope the every concept here I discussed is very clear. If you are having any doubt regarding to this concept, you can post in the comment section. And so next video I am going to start about electrophilic addition to unsymmetrical alkenes. So this will be very useful, and whatever I discussed here will be very useful for your exams. So thanks for watching. If you like the content, please like and share with your friends.